Coach, from an X's and O's standpoint, Dave just said, hey, if they do sign Kawhi Leonard, that is a championship favorite. We've talked about they would then have to fill the roster out. They'd have the room exception. They'd have a couple of these vet minimum exceptions, but it would be a lot of players playing at the minimum. What do you think of a roster that's that top heavy, and do you agree that they would be the favorites then to win the title next year?
Yes, I absolutely agree. Yeah, it'd be a lot of, you say a minimum player, that's not a bad player, but they are very, very top heavy, but they're very versatile. They can all make plays, play and for each other, not just ISO and try to score on their own. So the synergy would be pretty dynamic and also pretty defensively pretty good. Because Anthony Davis is long, LeBron keeps people in front of him, Kawhi, I don't know, what are we?
Right?
Yeah,
High IQ players.
I don't know. Ooh, that's dangerous.
Dave, what do you think about LeBron and where his head is at this point in his career? Because when we all sat here last summer, one of the big sort of machine coming out of the Lakers was, LeBron doesn't want to handle the ball as much anymore. We're going to put playmakers around him. We don't want to do it the way Cleveland did when they won a title. We want to be able to do this differently. This is what LeBron thinks, and this is how he's going to approach it. And then, obviously, that's not what happened. And that could just be after playing with these guys for a couple months, what he felt he needed to do. When he got hurt, remember, they were in 4th in the Western Conference. What are you hearing about the way LeBron wants to approach this? Because I would have to think that if Kawhi Leonard is going to commit to the Lakers, there has to be a discussion between the two of them of how much are you willing to basically have this be AD and Kawhi's team as you go off into what will be, he's turning 35 this December.
Right. I think there's different ways you can defer. And last year perhaps might not have been the best formula to defer because those guys didn't necessarily earn it, and they hadn't really earned it in the league yet.
Yeah.
But it's different to do it with a guy who's beaten you in the finals, who's coming off a championship, and then do it with another guy in Anthony Davis, who clearly is in his athletic prime. And so the messaging he's put out there by changing the jersey number to 6 from 23 so Anthony Davis can have that. There's a good story in The Athletic by Sam Amick where he basically laid out, if I was LeBron James, here's what I'm going to tell Kawhi Leonard. And this is your time. I need you, you need me, and this is going to be our best path together. And one thing I think, there was a good podcast appearance with Nick Nurse on Zach Lowe's podcast after the championship. And Nick Nurse talked about his first meeting with Kawhi, and he didn't know how it was going to go.
Right.
And it ended up lasting like over an hour, and they got out the whiteboard, they went through all X's and O's. Who in this league can do that better than LeBron James, who has a photographic memory? He could talk about every single team they could potentially face, start talking about schemes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If he gets a chance to do that, whether it be on the phone, in person, I think that is going to be a pathway to at least get Kawhi's ear and make him seriously consider the Lakers.
Right, and we also have to remember that we never hear about Kawhi Leonard being on like the chat groups, right? So he was probably not on the KD, Kyrie Irving, DeAndre Jordan chat group, right? That they have them. But we do know that Kawhi and LeBron have a relationship. We've seen them work out together in the summer. Assistant coach Phil Handy, who was with the Cavaliers, who then went to the Raptors, along with Kawhi, obviously very close with LeBron James. I don't know if Phil Handy is a free agent this summer, but you want to scoop him up? What were you going to say about that?
Kawhi also has a relationship with Kobe Bryant. I mean, they've worked out together. They've been in communication. So if the Lakers close this, Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, probably Anthony Davis as well, though he can't officially be in a meeting or anything.
But he can certainly.
And then Jeannie Buss, all have a hand in this. The other side that and this is what we do now as you read tea leaves. Kawhi Leonard was the one who placed the call to Kevin Durant, and the conversation was about joining the Los Angeles Clippers. What does that tell you? He obviously has an interest in the Clippers, but will he go there alone? Will Kawhi Leonard go to the Los Angeles Clippers alone? Kevin Durant's off the board. Who's next? Who's that second person? Is it Jimmy Butler?
Right. I mean, that's the next logical person. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.